Have you ever found yourself in a season of waiting? You know, that difficult place where you've done everything you can, and now you're just waiting. Waiting for that answer, that breakthrough, that change you've been praying for. It's something we all go through, and honestly, it can be filled with a lot of anxiety and uncertainty. Well, today, we're going to talk about what it really means to trust in a timing that isn't our own, and to find the purpose that's so often hidden in the pause.
Our whole conversation really starts with this incredible promise from the book of Isaiah. I, the Lord, will hasten it in his time. That last little phrase is everything, isn't it? In his time. It speaks to this idea of a divine appointment, a perfect moment that's being orchestrated by someone whose understanding is so much greater than our own sense of urgency. You see, the foundation for trusting this kind of timing is really about understanding the nature of God himself. We're reminded that he's a God of perfect order. Think about that. In a world that feels so chaotic and rushed all the time, he is the calm, steady center. He never gets panicked, he never rushes a decision, and his work is never, ever flawed by haste. And this is where we run into that tension, right? On our side, we want instant solutions. We want the quick fix, now. But God's way, it's just different. He's not in the business of temporary patches. He provides solutions that are perfect for the moment and permanent for a lifetime. What he does is meant to last. Now, to really understand just how important this is, let's turn to a story from the life of Israel's very first king. It's a powerful and, honestly, a cautionary tale that shows us the serious consequences of stepping outside of God's timing. Just try to picture the scene. It is incredibly tense. King Saul and his army are about to go to war with a powerful enemy, the Philistines. The pressure is just immense. His own people are so scared they're literally hiding in caves and pits. And to make things worse, his soldiers are starting to panic and desert him. And in the middle of all this chaos, they are waiting for one person, the prophet Samuel. His arrival was supposed to be the signal of God's blessing before the battle. This timeline just shows the tragic turning point. Saul was told to wait 7 days. And to his credit, he did. He waited through all the fear, all the mounting pressure. But on that final day, with Samuel still not there, and his army literally falling apart, his patience just snapped. He took matters into his own hands and offered the sacrifice himself, something he was absolutely not authorized to do. And then, in this moment of just devastating irony, right as he finished, Samuel arrived. He was so close. Samuel's words are just sharp, and they are direct. He doesn't make any excuses for Saul's circumstances. See, the problem wasn't the pressure Saul was under. It was his response to it. By rushing ahead, Saul had stepped out of faith and right into foolish disobedience. And the consequence for this was severe and irreversible. Because Saul couldn't wait just a little while longer, because he let fear drive his actions, he lost his kingdom. His impatience cost him absolutely everything. Saul's story really forces us to ask a big question. If God is truly in control, then why does he allow these delays? Why do we have to go through these agonizing waits? Well, the answer reveals the beautiful purpose behind the pause and offers some incredible encouragement for us. Now, this right here is maybe the most important takeaway of our entire time together. A delay is not a no from God. It is not a sign that he has rejected you. We have to reframe how we see it. A delay is actually a season of preparation. It's a sacred time where God is working both in us and for us, even when we can't see a thing. So why do we wait? Well, it's because God's timing is always perfect. He steps in to help us in the proper season, never a moment too early and never a second too late. Sometimes these delays are actually allowed to test us, to see if we'll stand firm in our faith, unlike Saul. And there's such a profound comfort in knowing that nothing, not even a delay, happens without his permission. Okay, so this brings this whole lesson right into our own lives. We all face those moments of intense pressure, just like Saul did. So how can we respond differently? How do we turn what feels like a moment of panic into a season of preparation? Well, here's a simple but really powerful pathway to follow. First, just acknowledge the pressure is real. Don't pretend it's not there. Second, and this is so crucial, consciously resist that urge to make a rushed, fear-based decision. Third, choose humility. Purposefully place yourself under God's loving authority. And finally, with patient faith, simply wait for the Lord to act on your behalf. As we start to close, let's just anchor ourselves in the unwavering hope that's available to every single one of us who finds ourselves in a season of waiting. The story never ends in the delay.
This is the promise for those who wait. Whatever God has spoken over your life, whatever vision He's given you, it has an appointment. It has a set time on God's calendar. And even though it might feel slow to us, we have this assurance. It will surely come. It will not be late.
And so it all comes back to this. The posture we take while we wait should be one of humility. It's this quiet confidence that in our surrender, God finds the perfect opportunity. When we choose to stay humble under His hand, we can fully trust that He will lift us up at exactly the right time. So I'd like to leave you with this question to reflect on. Instead of focusing only on what you're waiting for, maybe consider this. How might God be using this very season to prepare you? What is He building inside of you during this sacred pause? Because in His hands, the wait is never, ever wasted.